Yeah, we heard the gunshot fire. Oh, we heard glass break. I just assumed it was the lamp. It was probably the vial. Mr. Holmes, help, he's been shot. Forget about me, Master Naruhodo. Okay. After you left, Naruhodo, I couldn't help but be curious about the door. The door to the storeroom. I realized that if Gina was present, she must be inside the storeroom. Then I suddenly remembered the device I had up my sleeve. And I used it. I was so worried about Gina I just had to check. And that's why you made the peephole. That peephole ended up in a pretty clear photo. It's all thanks to Holmesy's automatic crime recording device. Indeed, that turned out to be very important. When was the peephole made? The answer to that question would become a powerful tool. You realised that there was a necessity to leave a way to prove it. And on the other side of that door, Gina and Hatch. It was a scene even more frightening than I could have imagined. It was then that I suddenly remembered. I recalled the trial from 2 months ago. Cosney McGundle's trial. The criminal tampered with the crime scene and forced witnesses to tell falsified testimony. Back then, I felt as if I had been forced to see the darkness of British law. But then, I thought of something awful. What if? What if some sinister man had done the same thing this time as well? From the state of the crime scene, anyone would guess that Gina had shot Hatch. But I know that Gina would never shoot anyone. Yet the culprit could try to frame Gina. Yes, when I thought of that, I realised. Would these circumstances not make it difficult to fabricate testimony? What? The murder happened on the other side of a door into a locked room. To create false eyewitness testimony, you would need some kind of peephole. Oh. And it was precisely that peephole carved into the door that was perfect for the job. Of course, that peephole had been made after the murder. If the culprit knew that, its usefulness would be lost. But you knew that it might work as a serviceable trap, yes? Trap. That's what the peephole was for. It seems that way. And that's why you kept the peephole a secret. Even from the police. I was well aware that what I was doing was a crime, so I entrusted the knowledge of my crime to Mr. Holmes alone. Should Naruhodo become cornered with no escape, then at the 11th hour, this may be what he needs to cause the great turnabout. I suppose I was right. Sister really thought that far ahead. But then, why didn't you just tell me all of this? Oh, come now, Master Naruhodo. If you knew that much, you'd be deemed an accomplice to her crime. Huh? If it was revealed that you willingly tampered with the scene, you may have been dismissed. That's why Miss Susato kept this secret so closely held. Master Naruhodo, she did this to protect both you and Miss Gina. Susato. For one mere moment, I began to doubt the law. What? Those who are just may still find themselves unjustly punished. The moment I came to this realization, I became a failure of a legal assistant. Susato, you're nothing like McGundle or... Krogre. I couldn't remember how I said his name. Krogre was the one who used that peephole to lie to the court. And if it weren't for the contradiction caused by that peephole, Gina might have been ruled guilty at the trial. Susato, you saved Gina's life. That sentiment means more to me than you could ever know. Aw. Can the game end? Fuck me! Really, it's wonderful that Miss Gina was ruled not guilty. Yeah, but there are still so many questions I have that have been left unanswered. But I can't believe you deduced that those discs had telegram information on them. That's a truly incredible feat, Naruhodo. I doubt I could have done the same. Well, we don't even have the full story behind that either. Really? There was actually a telegraphist in the jury, but she said that most of the transmission was just meaningless noise. Do you realise that this was top secret information? It was likely encrypted as a failsafe, just in case it was stolen. Encrypted? This is starting to sound like a nightmare to decode. I'm sure someone with too much time on their hands will come to find the answer. A? Sue. Asugi? What was that? What? Hold on. No. Did she... I'm quite literally speechless. Did she decode it? Like, part of it? Asugi? Maybe not. I've never heard such a weird word before. Iris, please repeat what you just said. Huh? Oh, it was Asugi. Do you think it means something? It doesn't just mean something. Asugi is the name of my best friend. What? Iris, why on earth do you know that name? I just noted down some of the code that was played in court earlier. But she only heard it once. This girl really is a force to be reckoned with. I thought it might be encoded, so I tried out all sorts of things. But I just can't seem to make any meaningful words. Unless is it a list of names? At least when looking from an English point of view. Oh. And then I remembered. English isn't the only variant of Morse code. Every country in the world has its own version of Morse code. Are you seriously saying you tried every different combination? What then is this? Japanese? I've only seen the Japanese Empire's code chart once, so... I think you call it... the... Iroha code? Or Iroha? Then the telegram says Asugi. Yeah, probably. Not that I remember the whole thing. Iris, may I see that for a moment? Susato, do you understand Japanese Morse code? Of course, I've studied it. I believe it will be vital for worldwide communications in the coming era. If you ask me, learning the English variant was probably the better idea. Anyway, Iris, please let me see that code. Okay. Okay. What on earth does it mean? As her gaze danced across the seemingly meaningless lines of Morse code, Susato's face gradually lost its colour. This does certainly appear to be Japanese Morse code. Does that mean the British Empire is sending telegrams in Japanese? I can't say I know yet. But there are 4 sets of character combinations here that seem to be names. 4 names. The first is K Asugi, so Kazuma Asugi. Kazuma Asugi? Why is his name here though? The second one is A Sashin. Sashin? I don't think I've heard that name before. The third is T Gregson. Toby! Tobias. Gregson? Most probably Tobias Gregson, the famed inspector himself. Why is that inspector's name coming up in a classified telegram? And the last... What's wrong, Susato? Nothing. It's just such a surprising name. Van Zeeks? Or Vortex? What? Who is it? Who? Hurry up and tell us, Susie. The last name is it's her fucking father. The last name is J. Watson. What? Watson? John H. Watson? That's my daddy's name. Oh shit. Wait, 2 of those are dead. All that's written is J. Watson, so we can't be entirely sure. Asugi's dead. John H. Watson. Is it a hit list? After the 4 names, the above 4. That's where Iris's memo stops. Oh dear. I still can't believe it. That disc really had Japanese Morse code. And then we have those 4 mysterious names. It seems that these classified telegrams were part of a correspondence between the British and Japanese empires. And maybe my daddy came from Japan. Well, maybe it's just too good to be true. There are loads of J's and Watsons all over the world, after all. Professor of Yuma University's Department of Medicine, Dr. John H. Watson. There's no way I can tell her what I know right now. No, there isn't. We may have solved today's mystery, but it feels as though I've seen the entrance of a dark abyss. Ooh, is it the Dark Age of the Law? It's starting a couple hundred years too soon. Maybe. The darkness within that abyss isn't meant to be seen by our eyes. True. Honk. Honk honk. And now it's time for Susato to leave. It seems the ship is about to depart. Yeah. After I board the steamship, I'll be on my way to France's port of Dunkirk. And from there, I will board a large passenger ship back to Japan. Susie, you're really leaving us? Safe travels, Miss Susato. Thank you. Please, everyone, take care of yourselves. Susato, I wish you could have stayed here with me, so we could stand in court together. Naruhodo, someday, please, come back. To me, you're the best legal assistant in the world, Susato. Okay. Yes, of course. I will definitely return. You mean it, Susie? I still haven't fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. What promise? About that manuscript, remember? Oh. The Hound of the Baskervilles. We'll be waiting for you, Susie. We promise. Of course, Iris. Naruhodo? Yeah? Do you remember when we first met? Of course I do. How could I forget? When those sailors yanked me out of the SS Eau Claire's wardrobe. You Susato tossed me to the other side of the room. Oh, come now. I meant what came after that. After we solved that mystery together, I became oddly confident about something. I just knew that you would be the one to carry on Kazuma's will. Susato, my intuition wasn't mistaken. I'm sure. No, I swear. One day, I'll be back. Please, take care. Aww. Hot damn. Right, is the game over? Ah, right, we get a cutscene. Woo! And that'll be where it ends. Hot damn, there's a big old boat. Is that the Titanic? Where are we? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's Ryu! He's the one talking. Oh, look at him. Hey, there's Wagai! Oh. Oh, wow. That mask is very obvious. Man, what a game. Hey! Trials and Tribulations, also an incredible game. Oh, there of course.
だって僕には
After all... Hell yeah you do. Sherlock and Iris. Well, and Susato too. Not bad. That soon got a fair ways away. In no time whatsoever. Jesus, did she board at dawn? Must have. Hot damn. Of course. Still aren't done. Oh, one more thing, Master Naruhodo. Yes, Mr. Holmes? I've got some pretty bad news for you. The railroad company is suing for that little trifle with the emergency train. You went too far. All the other trains got held up at the station. Ah well, we wouldn't have made it in time otherwise. So I told them it was all on you, you see? Are you shitting me? Huh? What? You'll probably be served with a formal complaint from them by tomorrow. But I'm sure you'll be fine. We heard a certain tidbit from Miss Susato. She said you love defending yourself, Ryu. Huh? What? Don't worry, I'll testify for you in court. I never thought he was the kind of person to do something so awful. Great testimony, right? Wow. Wait. Is this going to be one of those where I have to yell objection? Mr. Holmes? Oh, yes? There's a certain word I want to say. Yes, it is. By all means, go ahead. Scream it from the depth of your very being. Ooh, I love it when you say it. Go, Ryu. Alright, get ready for this. Yeah, objection. Incredible. Fucking incredible. I love this game. I don't know. It's hard to say which my favourite Ace Attorney game is. This is definitely up there. People all over Europe have been sending me tons of music boxes. I was wondering what kind of conspiracy this might be, but as it turns out, I asked for it. Mr. Holmes needs your help to solve a mystery. That newspaper ad was a mistake. They've been flying off the shelves. Whatever happened to real detective work? But yeah, this is an incredible game. A massive shame it never actually got officially translated and only received a fan translation, but still. Ugh, my deadline is tomorrow. I haven't slept since yesterday. Usually Holmesy takes over breakfast duty at times like these. But he'll just make crumbly toast and muddy coffee. I miss Susie's Japanese breakfasts. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. The whole, deduction thing is fantastic. The juror is an incredible addition. Witness, your testimonies are completely contradictory. Hey, it's those two. Obviously, or did my Koban crawl under the meat on its own? No matter what you think, my boy Kuromaru knows that I'm innocent. I have to ask that you keep these petty disputes out of the Supreme Court. Yeah, just so much with this game was done incredibly well. And yeah, the fan translation is really well done. You would think it's official. After we escorted Nakamina to Shanghai, I did something to steamship. I arrested the suspicious Japanese man last night. We're taking him home now. Hey! I'm not suspicious. All I did was hide Wagahai's newborn kittens in my pockets. How dare you treat me like a hardened criminal for protecting these little creatures? Suski. Ah dear. But yeah, the translation is that good. It feels like an official one. There's a few words that are they don't fit. Another word should have been used. But that's few and far between. Forensic investigation will be the symbol of a new police force for a new century. I dream of a world where logic and order govern all. Hundreds of components working in perfect order, much like the Big Ben itself. Oh, excuse me, I only have 2 minutes and 37 seconds until my next meeting. Now that I think about it, I probably would say that this is my favourite Ace Attorney. Sadly, I have to end the series here until the second game gets a translation. I'm in the newest issue of the Strand magazine. The boys at the pub will riot when they hear me say my lines. You're pretty good. For an amateur. Huh. Oh, wow. Oh god, do we have to see this? Yes, we do. I'm no match for you, my lady. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is probably my favourite Ace Attorney. They're just so much done right. And also, just the jury changes the dynamic of the trial so much. I just really like it. I've been spending most of my days visiting Joan, of course. Now that I'm going up and down 3 stories every day, my legs are as strong as ever. I've also figured out the secrets to becoming my own maid. The neighbours still haven't realised that I am both a landlord and a maid. What? Okay. How strange. How many more people do we have to go through? Oh! My pet's back home, all thanks to the Grim Reaper. The most enjoyable part of my job is picking up all of the loose change on the street. Why does it look like it's got a black eye? My life's mission is to keep my wife happy while I protect London and all its loose change. Oh, for all of my love and Pat, my sweet. I was not expecting this to take 6.5 hours. No. Without any stretch of the imagination. I never thought it would take this long. Guess I ended up in here anyhow. Iris pops over to visit every day, so it's not like I'm going balmy or nothing. Iris is always Holmes this and Holmes that. She talks for England, that's for sure. But you know, that crime scene investigating sounds proper wicked. Yeah, I did not think it would be 6.5 hours. I was thinking like maybe 4 at most. Like 4 at a push. Look at where we are. Hey, look who it is. I threw away my past and walked the path of evil. But I dare not regret a thing. Stop bigging yourself up, bruv. That ain't like the Rupert I know. Let's get the gang back together, innit? Milverton and Tin Pillared Dairies for life. It'll be just like old times. Let's do it. Tin Pillars, woo! Man. I'm looking forward to the second game. And as soon as the second game is fan translated, I am covering it. Well, assuming I have an open slot. If I don't, then as soon as I have an open slot and the game is fan translated, I'm covering the bloody game. I'll never forget these past 6 months. I've learned that life is a long line of fateful meetings and farewells. Naruhodo, one day, I swear, I will come and find you again. So, I'll just leave this memory here, until that day comes. Naruhodo, I wish you all the best. Kojima. Man. So yeah, I started this at like 9 o'clock. Or was it like 10 to 9? And it's now nearly 3:30 in the morning. Hey look, it's Wagahai. What's it going after? Oh, is that Ryu's hat? I didn't know that Ryu had a hat. We've not worn it a single time. Oh no, we have, I think, in one of the cutscenes. Maybe. I might be going crazy. Oh. What the? What is this? Oh! Wow, it actually goes through all the different people. Do I recognise any of these? No. Ew. Oh, it's Hiro Shimono. Yeah, I don't recognise any of these, obviously. I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to Japanese VAs. The only time I know is, the only Japanese voice actor I've actually, like, pointed out beforehand was from watching Food Wars, and then watching Is the Order a Rabbit? Because the bartender in Is the Order a Rabbit is the same voice actor as Erina's father in Food Wars. Azumi, I think his name is. I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched Food Wars. I don't know if there's anything else to this. Like, to the credits. Sadly, I can't skip. What the hell? Oh no. But they definitely did a very good job with the fan translation. I would Google, like, how the second one's coming along, but I don't want to do that on my, on my PC when I'm recording something on PC, because I don't want it to fuck up the recording. Ah! Asugi! He's stopped. There's Nikamina. Right, so, The Great Ace Attorney 2. I don't even think it's available on Android, sadly. Not at the moment, anyway, but fingers crossed it will be. Because I think even if I wanted to, I wouldn't want to cover the second game on 3DS. Because, for one, emulating it's a bastard. And for two, it looks kinda garbage. Compared to Android. Just jaggies. Yeah, there's jagged edges everywhere. Even when emulating it. Unless I upscale the resolution, in which case it probably won't run. Yeah, there's not been any updates about it, so I don't know how far along it is. It's only the first 2 episodes for the second game. Yeah, this game's actually known as The Great Ace Attorney: The Adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The second game is The Great Ace Attorney 2: The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. But I don't care. However long it takes him to fan translate it doesn't bother me. If it gets fan translated in the end, that's all that matters. Yeah, I just want to be able to have like an actual end to the story. Or, you know, to the series, I guess. And in terms of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, I probably won't ever cover that. Unless, you know, 3DS becomes as easy as emulating DS. Then maybe. But, you know, we'll see. Honestly, I honestly feel kind of sad, because for the past 2 years, I actually looked up when... No, I actually looked up when I started the first game, and I started it in October of 2018. So, a long time ago. It's taken me a long time to get through them, but it's not like I've only been playing these. I've been playing these as well as a bunch of other stuff. Ah, shit. Don't know, I just feel kind of... I don't know, it's a weird feeling. Like, I'm really happy to be done with it. For now, I have to keep saying. And what an incredible series it's been. But I also feel kind of sad because, you know, there's not really many games like this. There's Danganronpa, which is kind of the same. And I'm more than likely get around to that at some point. Which is honestly what I can say about many games. Like, I'll get around to it. Hey! Yeah, like most games I'll get around to. There it is. The Great Ace Attorney: The Adventure of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Fin. Holy fuck, my throat, it hurts! It's not every day you end up talking for 6 hours and 40 minutes straight. And there it is. I finished the trial in one sitting, no breaks, and it took me nearly 7 hours. Oh, great... oh, Ace Attorney. It's only Ace Attorney that does this to me. It's crazy. But yeah, there's not really much else I can say. In terms of what's going to be following this, I don't really know yet. I was thinking maybe, I was going to say like cleaning up DLCs of games that didn't have DLCs when I initially covered them. The only game I can think of that fits into that at the moment is Metro Exodus, because Sam's story has recently come out. So I think I'll cover that. But yeah, it's going to be weird not having Ace Attorney on the channel until the second game comes out. But yeah, anyway, before I begin to just ramble, that is going to be the end of the great Ace Attorney, The Adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this adventure, and until next time, take care.